Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Moderator sir, please tell me if we can start.
Nislam Mohammed Saab, Ehsan here. Actually, I'm just waiting for Naveed Bhai, who's gonna moderate for today. So just maybe let's hold on for the next 2 minutes, and then inshallah we can start.
Okay. Jazakallah.
And Jislangam Sahab, Naveed Bhai is here. So I think you can start with the proceedings. Jazakallah.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Auzubillah minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Today we will be taking our book's next pages, or we will be reading the next pages of our book. In doing so, I would like any one of you, if he wants to read it. So the very first topic is about teaching which the Holy Prophet ﷺ brought into this world, and he forbid people to killing the baby girls. So what they used to do, that they used to bury them alive. If any girl was used to born in any household, they used to bury her alive. So when the Holy Prophet ﷺ came, he started telling them that they are as important as your boys are. So he forbid them to killing them or burying them alive. So that is one of the work or one of the teachings which the Holy Prophet ﷺ brought into this world. Now, if any one of you who wants to read it, we can go ahead with it. Moderator Sahib, is there anyone who want to read it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Masroor.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah. Please start reading.
Next Friday, when the class assembled, Aisha stood up and said, "One of the great favors bestowed by our Holy Prophet ﷺ on mankind was that he abolished the custom of killing baby girls. I come from Arabia. In the old days, before the time of the Holy Prophet ﷺ of Islam, there lived certain tribes in Arabia which considered the birth of girls as a disgrace to their families. So some of their chiefs used to kill girls as soon as after the birth. They thought that they would save their honor by such an action. The Holy Prophet ﷺ abolished this cruel custom. He has thus shown great kindness to children, especially girls. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon the Holy Prophet of Islam. As soon as Aisha finished her story, Satnam raised his hand. Miss Mitchell, my mother told me that in India too, there were some people who used to kill their baby girls. Even nowadays, on the birth of a girl, people are not as happy as on the birth of a boy. Miss Mitchell said, "Yes, Satnam, you are right. We are therefore very grateful to the Prophet of Islam for abolishing this cruel custom."
Okay, Jazakumullah. Next, anyone wants to read it?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Respect your children. It was Ahmed's turn next. He related a saying of the Holy Prophet of Islam, in which he had instructed his followers to respect their children. The Holy Prophet is reported to have said, "Respect your children and cultivate in them the best of manners." Ahmed said, "It is a pity that most parents disregard this golden principle. They sometimes ignore their children completely. There are parents who love their children very much, feed them well, give them decent clothes to wear, and generally look after them properly, but do not care for their feelings. The Holy Prophet has instructed that parents should not hurt the feelings of their children. They should be kind to them. Moreover, they should openly discuss with them those matters which are important to them. This would surely develop in them the feelings of dignity, self-respect, and high moral qualities. The Holy Prophet has emphasized to parents that they should educate their children in the best possible manner and develop in them the respect for elders. This is a great favor of the Holy Prophet on children. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Miss Mitchell thanked Ahmed for bringing these important teachings of the noble Prophet of Islam to the notice of the class.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Anyone else who want to read it?
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum warahmatullah.
Okay. Every child gets inheritance. Imran was eager to speak next. He said the Holy Prophet taught his followers that when a person dies, his property should be distributed fairly among all his children, and the younger ones should not be left out. It was a custom in Arabia in those days that the elder son inherited everything, making the younger ones dependent on him. Even today, in some countries, it is the eldest son only who inherits the wealth his parents leave behind. Imran said, "We should be extremely grateful to the Holy Prophet ﷺ, who has instructed Muslims not to differentiate between children in a Muslim society. Therefore, all children can get their share of their parental wealth and property. I am the youngest of my brothers, yet I am entitled to an equal share of my father's estate. We should therefore praise the wisdom of the Holy Prophet for such beautiful teachings. May peace and blessings be upon him." Tyra raised her hand and said, "I would like to add a bit more to what has been said already. Islam is the only religion which has given a detailed system of inheritance. It defines the people who inherit and the share each person receives in a particular situation. Moreover, Islam is the first religion to give women the right of inheritance. It makes daughters along with sons heirs to the property left by their parents." Lyra continued, of these general because of these teachings, not only girls but also women in general were given proper inheritance rights. Ms. Mitchell said, "It seems that the Prophet of Islam was very keen on improving the condition of women in society and on securing for them a position of dignity and fair and equal treatment."
Jazakumullah ta'ala. So, what do we understand from these three topics or these three different qualities of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam? You can tell me one by one. So, what's in the first chapter? What the first chapter is about?
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum warahmatullah.
How are you?
Alhamdulillah.
So the first chapter is about this is a tradition especially in early times, that if there was a baby girl, if there was a baby girl, then she would be killed, because in that old days, if a boy was born, it was considered honored for a family, but if a baby girl was born, then it was considered disgrace. And then, so it talks about that. And then the Holy Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, I think this was I think he also was like this is also like the first religion to talk about to get rid of this custom of killing baby girls.
Okay, Jazakallah. Anyone else who want to add or tell me the same things which Intisar has told us? We have, by the grace of Allah, how many participants? 59 participants. So at least I can assume 20 of you can, at least 20 of you can participate in it.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Yeah, so like after this, like what has been said already, like the whole Prophet Islam, what he did, like he showed kindness to children, like in general, and like more to girls especially as well.
Yes, okay. Anyone else? The only reason I'm giving it more time is to make you participate in this class. Just becoming online and sitting in front of your laptop computer doesn't mean that you're understanding or benefiting from this class. So if you learn something, if you have came to know a point which can be good for you, so you should explain it. Yes, anyone else who hasn't who hasn't participated in this class? Anyone else? If not the first topic, you can tell me about the second one as well. No one?
Uncle.
Should you already participated in it? Anyone else? I said. Okay. I think Faizan Nadeem hasn't participated yet.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
This story is about the respects of children. So the parents, they love their children very much but do not care about their feelings, and they should respect their children and they will respect them too.
Okay, Jazakumullah. Anyone else who has his own point or what he understands from this? No, Samar Chugtai. He has raised his hand. Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
So what I understand from this is that like parents, they like ignore the children that much.
Sorry?
So the parents
Yes.
ignore the children. So like the Holy Prophet is saying to respect their children.
Yes, okay. Jazakallah. Just to mention one more point over here. As
Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum.
wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I already participated. Can I respond?
What do you want to respond?
There's like, especially these days, like parents think that like buying them expensive clothes and stuff helps them, and like they mostly buy them worldly things, but they don't really care about what they think or like what their feelings about the world or like what they feel.
Okay, Jazakallah. Just want to tell you one thing. Sometimes we get annoyed from our parents that they don't want to understand us, they don't think about our feeling, they don't, if we are saying them to do this, they are not doing that. So being a parent is a very difficult job. Okay, when you will become a parent, you will understand why your parents have been doing all those things. The very first thing is that they fear that they might lose you. That's the one of the most biggest fear every parent have. And that's why they try to save you whatever they think that would be harmful for you. Sometimes they also become strict with us. Sometimes they buy us a lot of things in respond to that very question or that very thinking. They do that if we buy him, he would be happy from us. Okay, that's why they try to do these things. If your parents are stopping you from something, you all have been to the doctors. So when a doctor sees you and he says, okay, there is tooth decay, your tooth is going bad, so you should stop eating chocolates and you should now take the medicine which is bitter. So if a doctor can give you a bitter medicine by taking your sweet chocolate away, why he is doing that? He is doing that to protect you from the harmful things in your mouth. The same role is of the parents. They try to save you from all the impurities and all the bad effects of this world. Every one of them wants you to be succeeded in your life. Sometimes I can understand that sometimes parents go too far in this. They should be considering your opinion, but you should need to know that whatever your parents are doing, it is for your benefit. Okay? And even in this scenario which we have, in which the Holy Prophet ﷺ has said that you should respect your children, is that how a parent can respect their children? To give them proper food, to give them proper education, to tell them that this is wrong and this is right, and you should go for the right thing. Okay? What was the environment of that society when the Holy Prophet ﷺ came? So what they used to do, that they used to make their eldest son as they are, that he will be the only one who will be carrying their name in when once they are died. So they used to give everything, every respect they used to give him. And in doing that, they used to tell that other children of ours doesn't matter, only the eldest one matters. Okay? But nowadays, because of the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, we don't do these kind of things. But we still tell our children to be stopped from one thing another. That is why the parents do that they want you to save you. They want to protect you. Okay? If you have any thoughts which comes into your mind, you can talk to your parents that I feel this, we should be doing this, we should not be doing that. And then they will tell you that, okay, as per the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, as per the teachings of our beloved Khalifa, or as per the teachings of the Prophet ﷺ, we are not allowed to do this, or we should do this thing in that way that will help us more. So this should be our goal. Children have their own respect, they have their own fear for it. And if even your parents are wrong and you're right, then you should also be polite in that sense and explain it to them that, okay, in my opinion, this thing is better and this is how we should do. They will tell you that, okay, this is what we have experienced in our life, and our experience says this thing is wrong for each and every one, and these are the disadvantages of this thing. So if you talk to your parents like this, you won't will see that any of the parent will throw you away, or they will say, oh no, stop it, you will not be doing this just by I have said it. You can ask that, can you explain me why you are saying me to do this? And they will tell you that these things are benefit for you in these sense. Okay, whatever the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has taught us, he has taught us to be respectful for your parents and for the children as well. And you will not see, you will not heard anyone doing or anyone burying their baby girl alive nowadays, because we have received the teachings from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he forbid us to do that, and he told us that they have utmost important in your life. Okay, so sometimes your parents can be okay if they say to you that you cannot watch your movies, you cannot watch your you can play for a certain amount of time on your laptop, on your PlayStation, anything. So there are good reasons for them to saying this. They have more experience than you. When we go to school, we listen what our teacher says. Why do we listen to that? Why do we respect our teacher? Because he or she are the one who are telling us some good thing, who are trying to increase our knowledge. And the biggest teachers in your life is your parents. They will teach you more than any other person will teach you. And those are the ones who are trying their level best, who have dedicated their life for a better future of yours. Okay, and if they are stopping you from something, you can ask for the reasons so you can understand what they're talking about. Once you do that, okay, you can ask them for why you guys are doing this. Once they will tell you, you will come to an understanding with them. You will understand what they have to say. Okay, Jazakallah. Now we will be moving onwards to our second part of our class, which is about recitation of the Holy Quran. The surah which I have brought for you is Surah Al-Jumu'ah. Anyone who wants to read it, it's in front of you. You can raise your hand if you want.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I accidentally raised my hand.
Okay, you can read it. There is no problem.
From where?
From title, date of revelation.
Okay. Title, date of revelation, and context. The surah takes its title from v.7, wherein Muslims are enjoined to leave off all business when call is made for the Jummah prayer. It is a Medinate surah and seems to have been revealed several years after Hijrah. See v.3. In the previous surah, Jesus's prophecy about the advent of the Prophet Muhammad was mentioned. The present surah further deals with that prophecy.
Okay, Jazakallah. Anyone else who wants to read this part which is below?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Can I read the Arabic too?
Which Arabic?
Surah.
Yes,
actual
we will move on to that afterwards.
The surah, like its predecessor, opens with the glorification of the might and wisdom of God, and as a proof and demonstration of these two divine attributes, points to the appearance of the Holy Prophet ﷺ among the unlettered Arabs, who from an unlettered and uncultured people became, through the teaching of the Quran and the Prophet's noble example, the teachers and leaders of mankind, spreading light and learning wherever they went. The surah then refers to the same spiritual phenomenon through a great deputy of the Holy Prophet, the promised Messiah, and proceeds to condemn the Jewish people for their rejection of the Holy Prophet, in spite of the fact that their scriptures abound the prophecies about him. Thus, by the implication, the surah warns Muslims against behaving like the Jews. The great deputy with the great deputy with the great deputy appears among them towards the close of the surah. Importance of the Friday prayer is emphasized, and and implied an implied hint is made that at the time of the second advent of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, which has been likened to the Friday prayer, there would be a mad craze for trade, commerce, and worldly gains, and many other con- commerce
It's fine.
and worldly gains, and many other diversions to amuse and turn men away from God. And Muslims are exhorted not to let these things distract in the midst of their righteous duties.
Okay, Jazakumullah. So, as you have heard from Intisar, that what is the subject matter of this surah? So the main subject which is in this surah is one of the verses which you might have heard a lot of time in your local ijlasat or your different kind of programs. وَآخَرِينَ مِنْهُمْ لَمَّا يَلْحَقُ بِهِمْ. So this is one of the verses of this surah which tells us about those people who will be in the later days, who will be at the end of this world or near to the end of this world, and they will be like the companions of the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And we also have a hadith related to this verse, that when this verse was being read by the Holy Prophet ﷺ in front of his companions asked the Holy Prophet ﷺ that who are those people to whom we haven't met. So this is the verse I'm talking about. وَآخَرِينَ مِنْهُمْ لَمَّا يَلْحَقُ بِهِمْ. So you can read the translation of it as well. So when this verse was revealed, the companions of the Holy Prophet ﷺ asked that who are those people to whom we haven't met yet? Then by placing his hand on one of his companions, the Holy Prophet ﷺ said, the companion name was Hazrat Sulaiman Farsi Razila Talanho. The Holy Prophet ﷺ placed his hand on his shoulder and he told them that there will be one or more than one person from their country or from the place where he came from. They will come and they will save the religion of Islam, or they will bring back the religion of Islam. So in this regard, if we see that the promised Messiah والسلام, who came as the second advent of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, in a spiritual sense, he was from the same area, or his ancestor was from the same area from where Hazrat Sulaiman Farsi Radiyallahu Ta'ala Anhu was. And the Prophet ﷺ said that we are those people about whom the Holy Prophet ﷺ prophesied in this hadith. Okay, so that's why you have heard this verse a lot of time in your local ijlasat or local ijtima. And also there is another thing which this surah tells us, which this chapter tells us, is about the Jummah prayers. And it tells us about the importance of the Jummah prayer. And it also tells us that once you heard the call for Jummah prayer, or you know that it's Jummah time, you should leave all your work and you should go and read or offer the Jummah prayer. And Allah Almighty have explained in detail that the people will enjoy to do trading, to open their shops, or to do whatever they does for earning the money. But Allah Almighty has commanded them that you should leave and come for Jummah prayers. Now we have came to these Western societies, and we face one of the challenge that, okay, there are people who does not allow you to go or take time off for Jummah prayer. So if they are stopping you to offer your religious duties, so there are two type of people. One of them are who, because Islam doesn't say that you should quit your job and you should not work. Islam says that, okay, if you want to continue, you can continue your job. It's no harm because of your difficulties. Allah Almighty knows that. That's why you are not offering your Jummah prayers. But there is another type of people who does this, that they leave their job and they go and search for those people who will allow them to perform their religious activities. So the both cases are there, and both things are allowed in Islam. So if, for example, we being a student, we don't get enough time off from the school, but there are some schools which I have came to know, or which I know about them personally, that they have allowed their students that if you are Muslim, you can offer your Jummah prayers at this and this time. So people, if you do some efforts for this thing, Allah Almighty will help you. And if you don't do that and you just say that, okay, I don't want to ask them that what they will think of me or this and that, then it comes, or the burden will come onto you. Allah Almighty knows the condition of hearts, and He will be the best judge of your character. No other person can judge your character. Okay, so the best way is this, that you try your level best and pray to Allah Almighty that a situation or the parties who are organizing or who are doing the work with you, they might allow you to offer your Jummah prayer. Some people also does this, that they take an early lunch and they offer their Jummah prayer. And some people does this, that when their lunch is 1 or 2 o'clock, they offer their Jummah prayer in that time frame. In schools, I know for sure that they have allowed in some places, but in other places they don't allow it. And I also know that there were some places in which we were allowed to offer Jummah prayers, but due to the disturbance which was caused by the students, which was MDs or non-MDs, they stopped the students, or they told them that you are no longer permissible to offer your Jummah. So these are different kinds of scenarios. The best thing is that we should try and pray to Allah Almighty, and let's see what happens. Okay, now we have a few minutes. If anyone want to recite the verses, you can.
Samka,
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
can I read?
Yes.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وفي الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين وآخرين منهم لما يلحقوا بهم وهو العزيز الحكيم ذلك فضل الله يؤتيه من
Jazakallah, sir. Next, anyone?
Assalamu alaikum. I don't want to recite. I just had a question about the Jummah at school.
It's not the time for questions.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Jazakallah. Anyone else who want to recite?
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
Okay, Jazakallah. Next, anyone else?
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
Jazakallah. Anyone else? No one? Okay. Yes. Waalaikumsalam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين.
Okay, Jazakallah. Anyone else? We still have enough time. If you want, you can read it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يسبح لله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض الملك القدوس العزيز الحكيم. هو الذي بعث في الأميين رسولا منهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة وإن كانوا من قبل لفي ضلال مبين. جزاك الله.
Jazakallah. Next, anyone else? Anyone else? We still have a few minutes left if you want. Okay, anyone else who want to? We have 66 participants, mashallah, but we are not able to bring 10 participants who can participate. Okay.
I do the translation. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa Islam. No one, sir. Jazakallah. Anyone else? So one of the things which come into mind that either you guys are shy or you don't want to make mistakes in front of others. I'm not pointing out any mistakes of anyone, but just remember this one thing in your mind, put this thing in your mind, that you cannot succeed in your life unless you would make mistakes in the beginning. If you want to learn something, yes, you will make mistakes, and then if you keep on learning that thing, you will be able to learn that thing properly. Reading of the Holy Quran, if we try, everyone who starts in the beginning, he is tend to make mistakes, and there should not be no shying away from it. Even if you are older or not, if you are making mistakes, you should not be shying of it. This is the message of Allah Almighty for all the mankind. If we read it, Allah Almighty knows that we are trying our level best to read it correctly. But even though if we make mistakes, Allah Almighty is the one who will give us the rewards for reading of the Holy Quran. Okay? So whenever you get the opportunity to read the Holy Quran, you should read it. You should recite the Holy Quran in your home. And as we are in the class, I would be happy to see that if every one of you would say that I want to read it, I want to read it. So that should be the passion in your heart for the Holy Quran. Okay. Now we have 7 minutes, and if you have any questions, you can ask. If not, then we can read the verses. Masroor have a question. I don't know.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Ji, my question is My question is about the high school. Next year in my high school they do Juma prayers, but it's not for it's like not Ahmadis who lead it. They're non Ahmadis. So am I allowed to go? I know.
You're not allowed to pray behind them.
Yeah.
What you can do is, if there are other students, you can ask them to join you, and you guys can offer your separate Juma prayers. Okay.
Okay. Chica. Jazakallah.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Marbi sahab, my question is that